Hey there everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Woody Bendle here from Next Level Growth Strategies. Have you ever had a situation where you reached out to an organization and thought to yourself, this feels like one of those, if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around to hear it, does it actually make a sound moments? You know what I mean, right? Or how about if you actually manage to connect with someone about something and you're put on an indefinite hold, or worse, you're passed around from person to person and none of them seem to have any idea why you got passed to them, and they clearly have no ability and sometimes no desire to help you out. What's your reaction to this? Look, if you suspect that any of this might be happening with your organization's customers or prospects, do yourself a favor and stick around, because I know you are not going to want to miss out on this week's business tip. All right, welcome back everyone. And before we dive on in, if you're a fan of our videos, be sure to give us a like and go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss out on one of our weekly business tips. So back in the intro, I know I probably struck a nerve with many of you. We've all had those types of experiences where you're just left shaking your head and wondering how in the heck these knuckleheads manage to stay in business. It's like they've got a bunch of untrained chimps running things, and you always get stuck in one of those Abbott and Costello who's on first situations. It's like they can't help you no matter how much you try to help them help you. Then there are times where you experience something as a customer that is nothing short of awesome. It's like they fully anticipated your every move and question and were more than ready for you at every turn. There aren't a ton of companies out there that provide experiences like that, but they do exist. They're out there. And the rarest type of experience that you might have as a customer is when something has gone completely wrong, and yet the organization you're dealing with has already thought this exact type of scenario through, and they're prepared to make things right, or maybe even more than right. And you come away an even bigger fan or advocate. You were prepared for the worst case scenario. You were ready to lay into them, and instead they were ready for you, and they were ready and able to remedy your disappointment. They made things right, and somehow they managed to turn that experience into a positive. So what I'm talking about here is really a mindset or a philosophical approach to business and customer experience. And there are two camps when it comes to this. There's the reactive camp. You know, these are the types of firms where everything seems to be a surprise, and everything seems to be an emergency, and everything seems to be a hassle. And then there's the responsive camp, or what I like to say are organizations that are proactively responsive. These organizations are genuinely empathetic. They place their customers and their experiences at the center of decision making. And there are two quotes that come to mind that define what I'm talking about here. The first is by Benjamin Franklin. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. And the second is by the famous Austrian doctor, philosopher, and Holocaust survivor, Viktor Frankl. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Yes, choose one's own way. And this brings me to this week's tip. Let's face it, in today's world where minute differences can make all the difference between success and failure, customers don't have to and won't put up with unsatisfactory experiences. And this difference is a choice. But if your choice is to be exceptional, then you need to fully understand your customers' and prospects' expectations and needs. And then you need to design your organization to be prepared to meet or even exceed those expectations throughout every step they take with your organization. But like I said, this is a choice. You can choose to not do any of this. And ultimately, this means you'll be in a continual state of reacting to everything. You'll always be on your heels, and worse, you're going to find it really hard to attract and retain customers. That doesn't sound too good, right? To set yourself and your organization apart from your competitors and to take your organization to its next level, you need to prepare to be proactively responsive. This requires that you know who you are, what you are all about, what you value, why you exist, and what you're ultimately trying to achieve. And here's a bonus tip. Your customers and their experiences need to be the focal point of each of these things. If you commit to continually delivering exceptional customer experiences, you'll be amazed by how quickly your organization does get to its next level. So there you have it. That's this week's tip for getting your business to its next level of profitable growth by creating clarity, alignment, and consistency. Thank you again for watching. And if your reaction to this video is that you'd like to become more responsive, be sure to give us a call. All right then, we'll see you next time.